What's up guys, I'm Nick of CamCrunch, and in today's video we are going to be talking about why your images aren't punchy when you're shooting in RAW and when you first upload them onto the computer. When you're first making that transition from shooting JPEGs to shooting RAW, one of the things you'll notice first is when you upload those files onto your computer, they don't have that contrast, that punch that you're usually used to when you're shooting a JPEG file. Especially because when you look in the back of the LCD screen when you're taking those raw files, they do look punchy, they do look contrasty, they do look sharp, and they do have that punch that you're used to. So why is it that they're so dull when you upload them onto the computer? Well, that's because a raw file is what is called a lossless file. It has a lot of image baked into it. In fact, it has all of the information that the sensor captures. And the reason why a raw file is like this is so that you can post-process the file afterwards without losing information. Because when you have a JPEG file, it really only captures the information that you tell it to. It captures the exact contrast that you set, it captures the exact saturation, the exact sharpness that you set. So if you edit a JPEG file, which is also called a lossy file, you're throwing away information every time you save that file, because as you edit it, you're really not getting any information from anywhere. You're getting information out of nowhere, and so you're breaking the file down. Whereas with a raw file, when you're editing the file and you're changing the saturation and changing the vibrance, you're actually pulling information from the file itself, which is why raw files, when you save them as JPEGs later on after you're done editing them, they look very good. So that means that raw files must be edited because it does not have the contrast information baked in. It does not have the saturation that you want, the vibrance that you want. You really need to process that raw file in order to get that punch that you want. That is also the same reason why your images look punchy in the back of the LCD screen and not on the computer, because the back of the LCD screen is what is called a JPEG Preview. When you're choosing your picture style for JPEG, like contrast or vibrant or portrait, you know, those picture styles that you have in your camera, those picture styles apply to the LCD screen when you're shooting in RAW. So it's sort of how your RAW file would look like if you put those settings onto the file, and that's why it looks that way. So again, you will have to edit those RAW files in the computer to get them to look punchy. And again, if you do not want to put the time in to get those RAW files to look good, just shoot in JPEG. So to conclude this video, I wanted to show you guys one of my favorite shots that I took while traveling and sort of show you what it looks like when it's unedited. And as you can see, it looks really, really bland when you don't edit that RAW file. But what I did was I brought out the colors that I saw, I brought out the nice light that I saw, I added sharpening, I brought out the contrast, and I really delivered the image that I want to show my viewers. Because in the end, what you want to do with an image is to pull out what you want to show to your viewers, and the RAW file is the most flexible type of file that will let you do that. So that's why I encourage you to shoot in RAW if you really want to get serious about your photography. So that's it for this video. That's why your images aren't as punchy as you want them to be when you just put them onto your computer. You'll have to process them in Lightroom or Photoshop or whatever your software of choice is, and then you can deliver the image that you want your viewers to see in the best way possible. Again, I'm Nick of CamCrunch. Subscribe if you haven't yet, like the video, favorite the video, follow CamCrunch on the social networks, and I'll see you guys in the next one.